What's going on, people? It is the Witch Doctor, and what you're seeing on your screen is something completely beautiful. If you guys do not know or are new to my channel, the Pokemon trading card game was actually something that I focused on a lot. I was really big on the Pokemon card game. I still am today. It's just the reason why the videos have stopped is because funds. Obviously, you need money to play this card game. And as unfortunate as to say that, I couldn't keep up with the card game, so I had to stop for a little while. I'm going to try my best to get back into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start small. I like to do theme deck reviews. Now today, we're going to be reviewing the Aurora Blast theme deck, which is based around Articuno. So before we get any further into this, I would like you guys to take a big bite of that like button for me. It shows that you really like these videos. And comment down below if you would like me to do the other theme deck, which involves Zapdos. So if you want to, comment down below, let me know, and I'll do that one too. But for those of you who know me, if you knew me in the past, from all the free-for-alls, from all the other moveset videos I've done on my channel, the legendary birds of darkness, people of darkness, you see, it flows through my hands still to this day. The mighty power of the darkness that surges through my veins, and when I feel that power of the darkness, boy, it has not left me. I haven't talked about it for a while, y'all. I know I haven't, but the power, it surges, and it's a powerful force. Let me tell you something right there, but let me stop, because right here we got the frozen darkness in front of us, Articuno. Those of you who do not know, Articuno is actually my second favorite Pokemon of all time. And I actually have a very nice Articuno card collection, which this is a big plus for me, getting the actual deck in real life along with the code card, because with the code card I can show you online the actual deck, and I add to my actual Articuno collection in real life, so which is nice. But the deck's supposed to revolve around Articuno. Now, I've been away from Pokemon for a long time, the card game, but I've kept up to date with all the cards that have been released. So this Articuno right off the back is garbage. I'm putting it out there, it's pretty bad. Find Ice is actually a very good move for this card, which I'm not gonna lie, it's for a theme deck, it's actually really good. It has 120 HP, which is actually not too bad, and it is a basic Pokemon, which is good, so you can play it right away. It has a weakness to Steel, 20 fighting resistance, and a retreat cost of 1. Now, for the theme decks, I'm not gonna be like other YouTubers who, you know, they don't really review theme decks, so they only pick out the cards that are actually good in the deck. I'm gonna show you everything in the deck. I want you guys to know what you're buying if you actually go decide to buy the cards. I want you to know what you're getting yourself into, if you're getting a good deal for what you're buying, and if you're gonna be happy with what you buy. So, if you're buying this card for Articuno, or this deck, I mean, for Articuno, and you just like how Articuno is, 'cause I like the artwork. The artwork looks amazing for this. Go ahead. I would definitely buy it for that. Because if you were just a collector, this is a deck definitely worth collecting. Even though I only showed one card, but I'm talking about a deck like that, but I shouldn't be. So, Find Ice. For 1 water energy, search your deck for the 3 water energies, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This is good for, you know, filtering out your deck, you know, thinning it out, letting you draw into stuff earlier that you need, and also getting energy into your hand when you need it. Now, Freezing Wind for 2 water energies and 2 colorless energies only does 100 damage. Obviously, Articuno is not going to be the attacker for this deck, and if it gets to that point, that's it's pretty sad, not even gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Articuno. You get 2 of them in the deck. Oops, went to Wingle. Yeah, you get 2. This is like a non-holo rare, and the other one right here, as you saw earlier, is actually a holo. So that's nice. So the deck is about flying types, so let's get into some of the non-flying types first to see what we're dealing with, which is only a few actually, which is Dunsparce, which is discard the top card of your opponent's deck, which does, it can kind of help. It's a nice opening Pokemon, and it has a free retreat cost, so that's actually not bad. And roll for 20 damage for 1 energy. It's actually a pretty good opening Pokemon to start with, not gonna lie. Not in a competitive deck, obviously, but for a theme deck, yeah. We have 2 Fletchlings in the deck. We also have 2 Dunsparce, I forgot to say. And then Acrobatics, flip 2 coins, attack does 10 damage more for each head, so you can have a chance to do 30. So you have a base of 10, and you can do 20 more. Next you have a P-Dove. Now we only, like how I said, you know, there's only like 1 non-flying type, but there's 2 other ones, but I'll show them later because they're, to me, the main stars of the deck. P-Dove, Humming P-Dove, look at the top card of your deck, then you may shuffle your deck. For 2 energy, Gust does 20. Nothing too special here. Tranquil, the hit and miss Pokemon, if I like to call this one out of the theme deck. For 2 colorless energy, you can do Fly for 40. Flip a coin if Tails attack does nothing. That is a big gamble. If Heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So, like I said, 50-50 chance, high risk, high reward. Next, we have a Spearow, which is a Spearow. Nothing too fancy. And we have 2 Fearows in the deck now. Fearow has 100 HP for a stage 1 basic Pokemon, which is for a stage 1 Pokemon, I'm sorry. And that's actually kind of an improvement because before it used to be like 90 for stage 1s. And I'm actually very happy that that HP number went up. So for Peck, for just 1 colorless energy, does 30. Drill Run for 4 colorless energies does 70. That's a horrible cost for that amount of damage. Flip a coin if has discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. At least there's something added to that, but that's a horrible attack. Next we got a Swablu. It basically just heals one of your Pokemon and does nothing else. So if you want something to die, that's what I would do. Next is Victini. I forgot about this guy. This is like a random splash in here, but Me First allows you to draw 1 card. So again, the nice Pokemon to open up with. Cybolt for 1 fire, 1 colorless, does 20 damage. Flip a coin if head, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Nice little side effect, but adding up to the energy just to do only 20 damage isn't something I really like. Plus only 70 HP, which is not good for something that just doesn't even evolve. So what can you do? We're gonna go into Wingull now, which for 1 water area does 10 damage. It's a Wingull. Now Pelipper, Swallow, actually does damage too, which is nice. Heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to your opponent's active Pokemon. So here's a cool thing. For an example, if you were facing if you're facing Victini, you did Swallow. Since he's weak to water, Swallow does 30, and you would do times 2, so it'd be 60. That would mean you would actually heal 60 from the Pelipper instead of the original 30 that you would deal. So for 1 water and 1 colorless, that's okay. Water Pulse from 1 water energy and 3 colorless does 70 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Horrible. That's garbage. It's pretty much shit. Yeah. Now I'm gonna get into the Taylor line, which actually really cool. I already explained the double peck. Oh no, I didn't actually. Flip 2 coins, attack does 10 damage times the number of heads. So you could basically go and do nothing with this attack, or you can go ahead and do 20. So yeah. Now we only get 1 Delta plus Swellow in this deck. So Peck does, for 2 colorless energies, does 30 damage. Wing Attack for 3 colorless energies does 50. Now the Delta Plus ability allows Swellow, if it says if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from any attacks of this Pokemon, take 1 more prize card. Now that is actually a very good thing to have. So if, for example, you decide to use Dunsparce in the beginning and weaken something, then you go on to something else like the Fearow, which only does, for 1 energy, does 30, which is not too bad. Then you can switch out and go into Swellow to get the kill, which will give you an additional prize. So instead of taking 1 prize that turn, you would take 2, leaving your opponent with only 4 prize cards left. So that's actually really cool. It really is. So there is actually a Delta Plus version of Articuno, which if you can get your hands on that, I would replace this Articuno and add that one. Or maybe keep one of these and add 2 of those. That'd be a nice option to do. So let me go into the main star of the deck in my personal opinion, which is the Bagon line, Salamence, which Bagon itself doesn't really do anything near the Shelgon. Shelgon actually has a cool little ability called Exoskeleton. I'm sorry. Any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 10, so that's actually really cool. Rolling attack is horrible. Now, Salamence here to me is the main star of the deck. This is the card that you would use to beat down your opponent. Now, when I mean beat down your opponent, I mean beat down your opponent. Now, Shred does, for 1 fire energy, 60 damage, and you discard a stadium in play, so that's really nice too. So right off the back, you can do some really strong damage with just 1 energy. Now, the thing is, I'm not too crazy about the 160 HP. It's actually not bad though. It actually isn't bad. If it was a little higher, it would be broken. Never mind. Not broken, but like, it would be out there for Stage 2 Pokemon, so forget what I said. Now, Power Howl does for 1 water energy and 2 colorless energy, 20 damage times the number of cards in your opponent's hand. So you can do quite a bit of damage if your opponent still has a lot of cards in his hand. If you can get your opponent like off after they just did like a Professor Sycamore or a Juniper, you know, you could do some serious damage. Now, Stream Blast for 2 fire energy, 1 colorless energy, and 1 water energy, 170 damage. Now, the retreat cost is insane for this Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. But for this amount of damage with a Muscle Band, you can knock out, just the base damage alone, you knock out quite a few EX Pokemon. Not only that, with a Muscle Band, you knock out practically all EX Pokemon, barring Mega Evolutions and Primal Groudon and Kyogre. This is insane. This amount of damage right here can basically just destroy your opponent. The drawback to this is discarding 3 energies attached to this Pokemon. Now, if you can play it smart, you can basically just use your Salamence to only attack EX Pokemon, and you could easily win the game. Now, Witch Doctor, yes, I understand. 3 energy is a lot to discard, but in this new set, we've been introduced to the double dragon energy. Let me tell you something. This alone makes the deck worthwhile. This is why I would buy it, definitely for sure, because this makes dragons really playable. It says this card can only be attached to dragon Pokemon. This card provides energy type, every type of energy, but only provides up to 2 of them at a time. Only while this card is attached to a dragon Pokemon. If you attach this card to a non-dragon Pokemon, discard this card. This is amazing. Basically, most dragon Pokemon now have crazy like different types of energies in their like attacks and stuff like that, so it made them not too playable. Now with this double dragon energy, I can already provide, let's say I only have a water energy on my Salamence, and I have 2 water energies, and then I have no fire. The double dragon energy will give me the 2 fires that I need. Boom. Simple as that. The deck comes with 7 fire energy and 10 water energy. Now, if you're seeing these different numbers, it's because that's the ones I already have or stuff like that. And as you can see, I haven't been on TCGO for a while because I'm level 0. I never even know they had these level things anymore, but apparently I'm level 0. So now let's get with the trainers and supporters of the deck. Now, right out the back, I can see Professor's Letter, and this card is amazing. This item card allows you to search your deck for 2 basic energies, reveal them, and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. This alone too is definitely worth having if you're making a deck from scratch or you need energy and trainers and supporters. I would recommend getting this deck because this deck does come with some pretty decent trainers and supporters right off the back. So you get 2 of these. Next, you get 1 Revive, which basically speaks for yourself. Put a basic Pokemon from discard pile back onto your bench. You get 1 Switch, which allows you to switch your active Pokemon for free. So this is a good combination with, for example, if we wanted to weaken something with the Fearow and we wanted to finish it off with the Swellow, you know, using the switch to get the Swellow in for free will be really good. Next is an Ultra Ball, which is a staple in almost every Pokemon deck. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you can't discard, you can't play this card, obviously. Search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. This allows you to search your deck for a Pokemon that you need. And what else can I say? Even though it only comes with one, this is definitely something that is worth getting. Obviously, to make a deck, getting theme decks is kind of essential because it gives you the energy you need. Quick access to some trainers and supporters, and certain Pokemon in the deck could be used as well. Next are the supporters, which is Pokemon Center Lady. You get one, I believe. Yeah, one. And heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. Next is Pokemon Fan Club, which is actually a pretty decent one too. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Next is Steven. Now this card is something else. I actually really like this Steven card. Search your deck for a supporter card and a basic energy card, reveal them and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This allows you to, you know, thin your deck even more. And if you don't have a supporter that you need, say for example, you want, say if you're paralyzed and you're about to die, you can search for a Pokemon Center Lady for your next turn and get rid of that condition and heal 60 damage, so that's really nice. The unfortunate thing about this deck is that the draw power is Tyranno, and you only draw 3 cards from this guy, so it's not that great, honestly. For a theme deck, even with a theme deck, I don't think that's even all that good. Next we have Wally, which is another really good card to get from this deck. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon, excluding EX Pokemon. Put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolution for that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. You can use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was just put into play. So for those of you who do not know, you can evolve first turn of a Pokemon card game battle. Also, once you put a Pokemon down, like say if I decided to put down Bagon first. The first turn I put Bagon down, I can't evolve him. But if I was to use Wally and I have a Shelgon in my hand, first turn that I played the Bagon, I could easily just evolve it into a Shelgon, which is nice. So the last card in this deck is Winona. Search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand. Again, this deck is really about thinning the deck out and getting the stuff that you need early, which is not actually a bad thing at all. So if you're doing something like a theme deck tournament with friends, I would actually recommend getting this deck because you can get to some of your things a lot faster than other decks. Some of the other decks might beat you down a lot harder, but this one is more of consistency. You know, get what you need. I'm gonna get it out now, and I'm gonna use my beater, which is Salamence, to basically destroy your stuff. So yeah guys, that's pretty much this deck review. If you enjoy it, like I said, please take a big bite of that like button for me. It really shows that you support the series. Also, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So make sure you tell your mom happy Mother's Day. And I actually would recommend picking this deck up. Not being biased because I love Articuno, but I actually do recommend getting this deck because it's a nice starting out deck. It gives you some good cards to start off on making your own deck, and it's just, I guess, nice to have, especially because of the double dragon energy. If you're someone that likes dragon Pokemon, this right here should like basically say I should buy this. Even though you only get one in there, I should get this. But yeah guys, definitely pick up this deck if you're looking to get into the card game. Nice starting out one. And darkness.